What's up, guys? This is the Realest Guys podcast, episode 27. Yes, 27.
27.
Yes,
Man,
my age.
your
I think
age.
it's my age.
Old.
Yes. Yeah, 27. I'm your co-host, Josh Too Good Crocker. This is Kyle, Sly Guy. I don't know. I think I'm pointing this way.
You got it. Perfect.
Boom.
Yeah, boom. Got it.
Kyle, Sly Guy, Sylvester. And again, we are missing our boy Mario, the Rican Wolverine. But if you're watching us live, we are here, baby. Here. Just like the champ.
We are. Speaking of the champ.
Speaking of him. 16-time, dude.
I was talking about.
Oh my goodness. Boo.
Two-time realest champ in the room.
There we go. Yep. Kyle definitely won for the Royal Rumble picks. I think it was like a landslide that you won by.
It was not even close.
Nah. Whatever.
It was like a promo contest between Enzo Amore and Roman Reigns.
Whatever, dude. Whatever. So, yeah, man. Royal Rumble was dope. We can kind of go over Royal Rumble real quick. Go over the winners, and then we'll kind of get the show on the road. A few housekeeping items. You can follow us on Twitter at RealestGuysPC. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, Realest Guys Podcast. Hit us up on Twitch/The Realest Guys. That's where we're live from today. Or you can just head to our website, realestguyspodcast.com. It has everything. So,
hey, might I add, the website is looking great right now, guys. Go check it out. If you haven't been there in a minute, go check it out. It's looking great.
Yeah, man. Been working on it a little bit. Got a little more merchandise up there. I've been posting about it. So if anyone's been following, they can, check it out there.
Hey. Great A.
Yeah.
Before we get into Rumble, I want to ask you.
Yeah.
What was the atmosphere like in San Antonio?
Man, it was good, and it got better overnight as the night progressed. I've heard some negative experiences as far as people that were in the floor seats getting shuffled around and everything, so that sucks for them. Me, I was in the section before the nosebleeds, so but the view wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was it felt like a WrestleMania feel. It had a real WrestleMania feel to it when I was there. So
yeah.
So it was good.
What about the city? Because you had a couple huge things going on in San Antonio.
Yeah, man, San Antonio, they had the PAX convention.
PAX South, yeah.
Yeah, that was going on. I didn't get to go, but me and my wife were driving downtown Saturday and Sunday, and man, it was. I mean, the I don't know how many cosplays we saw, but it was impressive. It was awesome. We were actually thinking about going, but it was like $40 a ticket or something like that at the door, and we just didn't have the money. But if we did, definitely gonna go. So WrestleMania is in New Orleans next year. Dominique and I are trying to aim to go, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe leave Bella with family or something. But it was it was cool, man. Very, very cool atmosphere. And then do the Cena Styles match. Man, that blew the roof off the place, especially when they came out. It was, sick.
I was just watching with Mario and Eddie and Gina and all of them, and it blew the roof off of the place there. We weren't even live. We were just watching it in the house, and it was blowing the roof off the place. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was grade A, man. It was electric. So. Going through. So let's go through real quick, and then we'll get into Raw.
Yeah.
Back. So we had the pre-show had the 6-women tag match, where Naomi, Nikki Bella, and Becky Lynch, they defeated Team Bliss, is what Mario likes to call them.
Team Face, beat Team Heel.
Pretty
You know,
much. That's how it went.
that's a slug. I picked that one right there. That was...
Whatever. We already know you're the champ. We don't even have a belt though, so we need to get a belt.
We do. It will be coming soon.
Yeah, hopefully. It's a surprise for me was the Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson winning the championships on the pre-show. I would have, for something like that, I would have gladly replaced, as much as I like Neville and everything, I would have gladly replaced that match with this tag team match. But
heck, I'd have, as much as I like Bailey, I'd have replaced that match.
Yeah.
We talked about, all of the women matches being on the pre-show. You might get a little bit of an uproar, but still.
Yeah, that Bailey, and we'll get there in a second. But very cool, Gallows and Anderson getting the belts. I just wish it was on the main show. Nia Jax and Sasha Banks, garbage match, but Nia defeated Sasha Banks. The Raw Women's Championship, and we were just talking about it.
Yep.
So, I gave that match a 6 out of 10. These women can work 10 times better.
I was about to say, I think 6 out of 10 would have been like if we watched that match in '95. But with what we've been seeing out of the women's division, especially with the 4 horsewomen of NXT up in, I would have given it like a 4 or 5.
It wasn't good.
Just because I expected a lot higher out of them at this point.
And honestly, it was a good match, but based on the competitors that were in it, it was it wasn't very it wasn't very good for them.
You're not gonna have Cena perform the same way the Chin that got the win does and say Cena had a great night.
Yeah.
He's John Cena. He needs to be better than that. Same with Bailey, Charlotte, Sasha. Those guys those ladies need to be better than that because they're better than that almost nightly.
Yeah. To surprise of us all, Kevin Owens, except for you, Kevin Owens defeated Roman Reigns in the no disqualification match with the help of Braun Strowman. When I was there, the place erupted when Braun Strowman came out. But that match was a good match. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I gave it a 9 out of 10 for the match with the 2 out of 10 for the ending. Even though I called the fact that it was a no DQ, Kevin Owens had the upper hand because he's always willing to, get help where he can. How great the match was for it to end like that was a bummer to me. But great match.
No, it makes someone mentioned when they were sitting in front of me. They had a point. They were like, "Man, I'm kind of tired of all these matches ending with just interruptions." But it's kind of leads towards their feud that's kind of moving forward.
Yeah.
With Reigns and Strowman. Neville defeated Swan. I think we all saw that coming. Rightfully so. It's good to see the belt on him. Match of the night, of course, John Cena against AJ Styles. Killed it.
I mean,
what a way to win your 16th championship. In it took like 5 AAs to beat AJ Styles.
And a A+ AA.
Yeah. From the top rope.
I don't know when we stopped calling it the Super AA, but A+ AA. AA
plus?
No, they called it the A+ AA on the recording. The announcers called it the A+ AA because we even made a joke about calling it the AAA from now on, and because you gotta get towed out of the ring when he hits
the
it.
A+ AA.
Yeah,
that's retarded. Boo. Okay, so that match killed it. Definitely, that deserves the P word. Phenomenal. That was good. And even everyone who was booing Cena and everything, everyone was pretty much cheering for him at the end. I mean, just because we witness history, you know. there's this little 12-year-old kid or something that was sitting near us that was booing the whole time, and even at the end, and like it was like everyone was like turning to the kid and be like, "Dude, be quiet! Like you just witnessed history, Cena winning this championship. You know, this is a big moment, regardless of how you feel."
Yeah.
But he was 12, so we didn't really pay no mind. Um, but yeah, 16 time. 16 times. That means he's lost at 15, by the
way. that's a valid point. It does mean he's lost at 15.
So Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble. I have watched so many videos of people's disappointment with Roman Reigns coming in at 30. It seriously is almost comical.
I want to say that I called that halfway through the Rumble.
Nice.
When we started adding up how many people were left and how many people we knew. There was one spot that we couldn't figure out, and I was like, it's gonna be Roman Reigns. Like, it's not because he deserves to be there, not because he should be there, but because it's the WWE and they're gonna put Roman Reigns in it.
Oh man, I was dying. I was laughing because it was just hilarious, and those videos definitely helped. And then he eliminates the Undertaker. Oh my goodness!
That stare down though.
Yeah.
Roman in the ring. That was like, is Roman turning heel right now? Just the look he had on his face when he stared down the Undertaker.
Yeah. Anyway, like I've said, and I tweeted it and everything. They wanted to give him heat. They knew it would give him heat. They're not stupid, right? They're not stupid. They knew it would give him heat, and they're doing it on purpose. It's going to be a slow burn, but the heel turn is coming. It is. And everything about his character screams heel. But it's going to be slow. He's going to do his little feud with Braun Strowman. But, man, I'm digging JR's recommendation. He says, you know, you want to give him heat. You want all of that stuff. Fine. If you're going to face the Undertaker at WrestleMania, great. If you want to give him heat, have him beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania, and you have an instant star. Someone who's instantly hated for forever. And then, boom. And then let him ride that.
I like the idea, but I think another loss at WrestleMania just devalues the streak even more.
I don't know, because there might be another reason why maybe the Undertaker mentioned, I'm not going to be, represented by the streak anymore. That's not going to be my legacy.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
Maybe that was a seed they were trying to plant. But it's also WWE, and they plant things last minute. So, but anyway, I'm not saying have Reigns beat the Undertaker and continue in this like middle ground face heel character, but like have him beat the Undertaker and just go to town.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, Randy Orton. So that got so much more notoriety than Randy Orton's actually winning the Rumble.
It did.
So I kind of felt bad for that, but I mean, the place erupted when Randy Orton won, and not Roman Reigns.
I mean, there were some great moments, and I mean, as far as Rumbles go in recent history for me, I feel like it was kind of a blah. Like they didn't capitalize on some of the things I thought they could have.
Yeah.
But there were some moments in there that I was like, this is really entertaining. The Kofi Kingston, I almost wish that they wouldn't have done anything with Kofi Kingston this year, because what they did was kind of lame. The like face plant into the pole and then just hold on.
Yeah. Compared to what stuff he's done before, it was kind of a the Braun Strowman Big Show face off.
Great. The other one that I really liked was there a couple. I mean, you get the moment where Cesaro's swinging everybody in the ring, and then he gets to Mark Henry and he kind of like stumbles because he's been swinging everybody else. That was great. Luke Harper getting in the ring and putting setting Bray up for the Sister Abigail. That was a nice little touch.
Baron Corbin eliminating Braun Strowman.
Baron Corbin eliminating Braun Strowman because of Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn hits him with the haluva kick in the corner, and that's what staggers him enough for Baron Corbin to hit the clothesline.
But I think they both know that they're the two most dominant new big men, and I think that was kind of their way of, you know, Baron Corbin being like, "Hey, I'm here too."
Yeah.
You know, so
the RKO's for everybody was fun too.
Yep. So it had good themes. I mean, I honestly, you know, everyone was kind of hyped for the Rumble, and everyone had their own expectations. A lot of people thought Finn was coming. I knew he wasn't. I knew Finn Balor wasn't going to come.
I thought for a minute, and then I saw that post he did like a week before of him in the hospital.
Yeah.
I was like, nope, not a chance.
So the only maybe was Samoa Joe, but JR had a good. And I'm sorry, what was up?
Mario made a good maybe was because Saturday night Bobby Roode took the NXT title. Sunday while we're watching it, Mario was like, maybe Shinsuke comes up to the Rumble. He doesn't have the NXT title right now, so it would be a good way to enter. So
possibly, and that would have been something they could have done, because they already had Ty Dillinger in at 10, which was perfect. Everybody was wanting that. That was awesome, and I definitely think JR made a good comment. He was like, if someone's going to debut at the Royal Rumble, especially in such a high spot in the Rumble, most of the time it's got to be, you know, I mean, someone who's either going to win or something like that, or whatever it might be. And he was saying that Samoa Joe, as great, you know, awesome of a, you know, wrestler that he is, kind of coming into that spotlight and being propelled to like a WrestleMania main event. Because the longer you're getting into the night, it was kind of, you know, you didn't know who was going to be out. So JR, it's just from his expertise. He was like, might be good to have someone like Samoa Joe debut at another time, so that way he can really develop something. So that made sense.
I was a little disappointed with the lack of surprises.
True.
Everybody that came into the Rumble, I was like, I knew you were going to be here.
Yeah.
Dillinger was really the only big surprise for me.
I honestly, and this is just me, because everyone was wanting more surprises.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually very pleased with actually the lack of surprise entrance. And here's the reason why. Is because I like them using and utilizing the talent that they currently have, that they're going to begin pushing over, and they have so much talent currently on the roster that they don't need to bring anyone in. And if someone else that they currently have, rather than a surprise entrant or a legend entrant, if they can bring somebody in that can make a name for themselves for the 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes they're in, I prefer that. You know, because here's the thing, everyone talks about all the time, why do you have the part-timers? Why do you have the legends always show up? Why do you have this? And then they have a Royal Rumble where it's just people that are pretty much on the roster, and then you have people that are upset that it was people just on the roster. And so you can't have the cake and eat it too.
Well, I mean, I get that, but I feel like part-timers and all that kind of encompasses everything else. The Royal Rumble has made its name with the surprise entrance, the comebacks, that's what, when you think Rumble, that's what you think about is John Cena coming back with Triple H in the ring. You think of the Diesel surprises, the DDP surprise, like these guys that you thought were done coming back for one more run in the Rumble. Like that's what you think of when you think of the Rumble.
No, I guess not me. I enjoyed them utilizing the talent that they had, you know, but no, I'm not saying I don't look forward to surprise entrants, because they're fun.
Yeah,
they really are, you know. But having someone like Kevin Nash come in and tear his quad again in the Royal Rumble, it probably won't. It was okay, bro. You know, it's just not good for business. So
yeah.
But I love surprises. I wish there was a little bit more too, but I was really actually happy that they used what they had.
No, and I get that. I just I like the idea of like who could it be.
It would have been dope had Kurt Angle been in the Rumble.
That would have
Oh
like,
man.
and that's the thing. Like,
awesome.
it wasn't far off from being like having like one or two more surprise entrants. Like, Big Cass was in there. Maybe not in. Maybe leave Enzo out and have a surprise entrance there instead.
Yeah, because Enzo, I love character and everything, but
he's not made for a Rumble.
Yeah.
So like, you leave him out and have one surprise entrant come in there, and like maybe we're talking about something completely different now.
Yeah.
So like I said, I don't think it was far off. Ty Dillinger did a lot for me as a surprise entrant, just because like the perfect 10 coming in at 10, it was great, and that lasted me a long time. That got me through till we got to Goldberg and Lesnar and all of that. So, but we're spending a lot of time on the Rumble.
Yep. Let's go ahead and get to the fallout of the Rumble. Now, Raw I might go through pretty fast. There wasn't too much to remember, except the very end.
In fact, I watched it yesterday and already forgot. So.
Yeah. So anyway, the show pretty much opens up. I'll just go with the matches. They're in Laredo, Texas. Mm-hmm. Not a very amped crowd in the Energy Arena, but I mean, it's hard to really set the expectation when the Royal Rumble was crazy.
Also, it's Laredo.
It's
Texas.
Laredo. Right.
Like, we from Texas. I know Laredo.
25.
I've been through Laredo.
Ain't much there.
Yeah, no.
So, Sami Zayn gets his match with Y2J, and he gets a win over the GOAT.
Win over the GOAT.
Yeah, greatest of all time. But he got the pin, man. He got the pin over him, and definitely setting up potential future title, which is actually good. I would love to see Sami Zayn with a mid card title. I would love it.
By the quotes, it's almost like you're not, but like they harped on that. The announce team harped on that big time. If Sami Zayn gets the win here, that puts him in line for a U.S. title.
Over and over and over again.
Hey guys, by the way, that's a great point about Sami Zayn being in a chance for a U.S. title. But did you know if he gets a win here, he might actually get a chance for the U.S. Yeah, it's like
put him in the title hunt.
They were going off of one person saying title hunt right into the next person saying title hunt for that. For a minute, it was not.
Yeah, that 3-man crew was almost as bad as the 4-man crew on SmackDown Live.
I almost like the 4-man crew on SmackDown Live better.
Both crews, man, except for
I really
Corey
enjoyed
Graves.
the 6-man crew on SmackDown Live this week. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that later. Tony Nese defeated Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali's getting some momentum. Tony Nese, the premier athlete or whatever they're calling him, got the win over Mustafa Ali, and then proceeded to kind of let some aggression come out. We get to see a little bit more of his personality, and Neville 2.0, pretty much.
Yeah, not.
Neville's just bigger, buffer.
I'm not gonna lie, it's all because I'm not watching 205 Live, and I know that. I haven't had time to watch 205 Live, but I'm not super into the cruiserweight division unless Neville's on my screen right now. And
Tony Nese is dope.
Completely no, it's not because they're bad. It's because I'm not watching 205 Live, so I'm not like into the storyline.
It's also the way they're presenting the cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
They're not integrating it with the show.
Yeah.
They're continuing to make it separate. So
it's almost like an intermission skit, like
exactly, which is not how it should be. I mean, we should be seeing more David versus Goliath matches too. You know, like
Bro.
cruiserweights versus larger. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah. I mean, the the greatest cruiserweight of all time. Like he wasn't he fought other little guys, but he was in there against the Big Show.
The Big Show, right? Freaking
Kali.
he won the Royal Rumble, didn't he? He won
He
the Royal
did.
Rumble. He won the World Heavyweight Championship.
He won the Rumble from the number 2 spot.
Yeah, so he was so anyway, we need the cruiserweight division to be implemented. But that's been said before. But Tony Nese, man, if you just YouTube him and
Yeah.
very similar to Neville, you'll be surprised. So the next little segment, Seth Rollins comes out talking about wanting to slay the king. And pretty much Stephanie comes out and
Triple H isn't here.
blah,
Psych!
blah.
Triple H is coming. Psych!
Yeah, exactly. Triple H isn't here. You're stupid and you can't please your husband. Matter of fact, Triple H is here. He's on his way.
Yeah. I did feel like it was eerily similar to. Correct me if I'm wrong, or if you just don't agree with this. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins in this segment, kind of reminded me of Stone Cold in the Attitude Era with the, well, what's gonna happen when I come into the board of directors meetings? What's gonna happen when I, or what's gonna happen when I knock on your door and your little girl answers? Like that almost felt like a very Stone Cold Attitude Era. Like
It was pretty.
I'm gonna get mine one way or another.
Stone Cold-esque, definitely, that superstar character against, the authority character is one that everyone likes to see.
Yeah.
But I mean, out of their banter back and forth, though, it wasn't anything new between them. So we had a 6 mixed tag match. Bayley, Cesaro, and Sheamus. They defeated Charlotte and the tag champs.
Yeah. That was about all. They tried to make it set up like it looked like Cesaro and Bayley had natural chemistry in the ring, with Cesaro on his hands and knees and Bayley doing the jump off. Except for the fact that Cesaro was there for like 5 minutes waiting for Bayley to do the jump. Like he just sat there for like ever.
Yeah.
It was weird to me because it was literally like 3 minutes that he just sat there waiting.
Right. Right. So we had a coronation for the king of the cruiserweights, and Rich Swann crashed that sucker.
Yeah, really. He did.
And he kicked him in the face.
Yeah, he did.
If you problem with somebody, what do?
Kick him in the face.
Kick him in the face.
Kids.
Kick them in the face.
Violence is never the answer. Unless you really have a problem with them, and then kick them in the face.
Yeah.
But.
Yep.
Don't let Bella watch this episode, by the way, John.
She doesn't need to watch this episode to be violent. The kid is crazy. So
yeah.
We had Braun Strowman earlier in the night. Well, you had something to say?
Real quick. Why does it seem like, I don't know if it's all the cruiserweights or just Rich Swann, but like his kicks like echo throughout my house when he kicks somebody. Like, why? Is it like
it was very loud at the Royal Rumble when they were doing their kicks. Not only that, they slam harder on the mat too. Like they're very loud. It's just, I don't know. They wrestle and do everything really well.
Rich Swann just himself. Like every time he kicks somebody, I'm like, dang.
Yeah. Him and Cedric Alexander with his elbows.
Yeah.
It's impressive. So moving on, earlier in the night, Braun Strowman, he confronted Kevin Owens saying, "Hey, dude, you owe me a title shot." Kevin Owens, no, I didn't.
No.
Yeah. So, but he had footage. He said, as soon as I'm done with Reigns, you get your shot. sure enough, he got a shot, and a repeat of the Rumble happened, just opposite. Roman Reigns came out, hit Strowman, and that was the end of that. And Kevin Owens is still your champion.
Yeah. Not much there other than that. I mean, Roman looked vicious as he was coming out, but yeah.
Yeah. Looked like an animal. So definitely was the guy. Moving on, we go to Brock Lesnar. Pretty much, Heyman comes out is a talk piece. You have his promo was really good. You have all of these certain accolades. You know, you could have all these things in your life that you could do, but having almost like an asterisk with your statement, or what Paul Heyman would say, a but. It would be, Andre the Giant was undefeated for so long.
Yeah, but
Hulk Hogan. And then pretty much alluded to, Brock Lesnar. And then he said, his kids say, but Goldberg. So good promo. They say Brock Lesnar is challenging, challenge Goldberg for WrestleMania. Like I been saying is going to happen.
You've been
like
saying it.
I've been said. No, grammar's really bad. But
you have been said it.
I've said it for a while, and I knew that was going to happen. So, but yeah, so that's going to take place. I imagine Goldberg's coming back next week to accept.
See, I mean, so we know WWE has, for most part, they have the rule of 3. Like you have the big 3 matches in the feud for the most part. There are feuds that break these rules, but you have the rule of 3. It does not make sense when after the second match, one guy's up 2-0. Like the third match doesn't change the fact that Goldberg is still going to be the victor. Like he's got 2-0. You win one, he's still 2-1 on you.
Yeah.
I mean, even Golden State Warriors couldn't blow that kind of. Oh wait. Never mind.
Did you see the sign at the Rumble?
The Warriors blew a 3-1 lead.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw it. We saw it.
Someone had that sign. It was awesome.
It was good.
At the Rumble.
Yeah, we pointed that one out to everybody.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But yeah, so we knew that was coming up. Again, Nia Jax met Sasha Banks and destroyed the boss. Match stoppage. Enzo Amore and Big Cass confronted Rusev and Jinder Mahal. Again.
Another sign. Did you assume my gender, spelled Jinder, at Rumble? Somebody had a giant sign that said, "Did you just assume my gender?" But it was spelled Jinder Mahal.
That's funny. That's good.
I did. I died. It was great.
I didn't see that sign, but they definitely had some nice little promo in the beginning there, talking about how vascular Jinder Mahal is with his veins and road maps lead to nowhere, and whatever.
Kind of like most of Jinder's career.
Hey, here's the thing.
WWE career. Sorry.
We're talking about Jinder Mahal lately, and he's juicing, right?
Yeah,
we know
he's definitely juicing.
He is super juicing. So, one way you can okay, I don't know. I am 90% sure he's taking something. So, only because I was reading up. Don't ask why. I was reading up about steroids, and I'm just kidding. I follow bodybuilding.com and stuff on Twitter, and sometimes they post articles or Men's Health or whatever. Sometimes they post articles about steroid use, and one of the effects it could have is because I guess some steroid use will increase some estrogen levels or some other things, and kind of give men saggy nipples.
His nipples are sagging.
Yeah, they're a little saggy, bro. So that's why, like, if you look at some bodybuilders, bro, and they're like flexing and doing their thing, like their nipples are like down. I don't know if you get that in screen. They're like this. They're sagging. They're sagging down. And so definitely, I think the gender is a juicing. So
I don't think anybody's gonna disagree with you there, except for maybe Jinder. He doesn't
yeah,
want that 30-day suspension.
no, it's all good.
But yeah,
Yeah, it don't look right. So
Enzo and Cass pick up the win
yep,
on
they do.
the match that follows the interaction.
So then you had Triple H cut a promo that we've seen him cut 12 times, 30 times before.
I'm trying not to be that man anymore. I'm gonna talk like that man.
I'm trying not to be that man anymore. Say, get the eyebrow wrinkles.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in Dark Knight, Batman tells Rachel the exact same thing that Triple H came out and said. Like, I'm not gonna be that guy. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. But
and they have the same voice, so everything they say sounds alike.
Definitely coerced Seth Rollins to come down. And who attacks? Samoa Joe.
So Samoa Joe's one of those guys that it may benefit him to not debut in the Rumble, but to debut somewhere else.
And sure enough.
Like Monday Night Raw.
So he comes out, puts a thrashing on Seth Rollins.
A thrashing. Yes.
And kind of puts him in the rear naked choke and falls on him kind of weird.
How bad was that thrashing?
It was pretty bad. It actually didn't look that savage. It didn't look that bad.
So obviously we're going to your news corner after this pretty soon, and we're going to talk about this. But I have watched. I'm assuming we're going to talk about this. But I have watched this over and over again, and I see where you're talking about. Like he looks like he's pulled down weird, but even then, nothing looks like it should have like been that bad.
Yeah.
To mess up Seth Rollins' knee.
Yeah. So crappy situation to end Raw. Samoa Joe interferes. Boom, you have your end of Raw. Yeah. So with that being said, let's go ahead and head on over to Josh's news corner. Yep. So
I gotta get my typewriter. Ding. You know,
right.
News corner. Typewriters.
That makes sense.
That's how it's done nowadays. Nobody uses computers anymore. We're all hipster.
Let's do this. Okay, we're gonna get to Seth Rollins deal in a sec. Okay.
Okay.
But so the funny thing about Josh's news corner this week is mostly about rumors. Because after
gossip.
Gossip.
Yay.
Josh's gossip corner.
That would actually be like Mario's corner, but
yeah. There we go. So there's actually a lot of talk about some solid women's matches that are going to be at WrestleMania. So the plan, I guess, is we're going to go through some of these. Charlotte Flair defending her championship against Nia Jax at WrestleMania. Okay.
I mean, solid match, but I feel like two heels in a match at WrestleMania. Unless we get a turn before then for one of them.
I hope not. I don't mind two heels. Then you kind of let it. Whoever wants to cheer for whoever in that match.
Yeah.
The next one is Bayley and Sasha Banks at WrestleMania.
Really?
Yeah, because some shades of Sasha Banks getting her heel turn has been coming. And so a lot of that is speculated that she's going to go, have a rightful heel turn as she should. If that's the case, she's been kind of giving Bayley the cold shoulder lately. So if that translates, then I would be down for that match too. They put on some killer matches in NXT.
Yeah. So here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the Bailey Sasha match is true as well, Charlotte or Nia is turning face. Because who else do we have on Raw?
Yeah, that's true. Well, the
So
women's division is
you
thin, man.
have Bailey versus the world.
It's true. Who else you got? Who else you got? You don't got nobody.
Megan Fox, but or Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
What? What is that? Uh, Alicia Fox.
Alicia.
I could think of
Even
Fox,
she's
but she's not even a diva on Raw really anymore. She's a diva on 205 Live now.
right.
Um, but yeah, so you have Bailey versus the world if somebody doesn't turn face. Uh, so
Yep. And the final thing is there's a fatal four-way that may be planned fatal for the WWE SmackDown Live Women's Belt. So, like with Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, I don't maybe Naomi, and I don't know someone else, but like
I would assume
fatal four-way.
I would assume it would be the four that are going at it right now.
Possibly, we'll
Becky,
see though.
Alexa, Mickey James, and Naomi.
Yeah.
Just because there's already rumors of other matches with the other SmackDown divas.
Yeah. So it'd definitely be. I'd be down for that. So we should have our fair share of women's wrestling at WrestleMania, which will be good for the company.
Yeah.
Especially some newer matches too. Charlotte Flair and Nia Jax, I'd be down for that because it's new. Bailey and Sasha, we know what kind of show they can put on, and we haven't seen it in a while. And the SmackDown women's,
I mean,
they're always good.
If they're anywhere close to NXT Takeover Brooklyn on that Bailey Sasha match,
yes,
we're talking potential match of the night at WrestleMania.
They also had the first Iron Woman match.
Yep.
Sasha and Bailey did. So that was awesome. My next point of news is we're going to stay on the WrestleMania deal. It has to do with the WWE Universal title. So the rumors that are in place right now is Goldberg is going to go over Kevin Owens at Fastlane.
Ooh.
And then Goldberg's going to go into WrestleMania, fulfill the rest of his contract, whatever that he needs, and then drop the title to Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Okay.
And then after WrestleMania, they don't know what the plans are for it's being said, or the rumor is, they don't know what's after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Goldberg over at Fastlane, Kevin Owens, and then Lesnar over Goldberg at WrestleMania, taking the belt home. Most people will hate that. The fact that 50-year-old Goldberg going over hot star as Kevin Owens. But like we said in the last show, I cannot wait for Kevin Owens' title run to be over. This was such a bad title run for him, and I can't wait. His next one, I think, will be better. But this one, they really made a fool out of him.
I'm kind of I'm glad that they're talking about somebody like Goldberg taking it from him, because one, it fulfills something in Goldberg that he hasn't done yet. WWE champion.
Well, he was a world heavyweight champion.
Was he?
In like his 2000, around WrestleMania 20.
Was
before
he?
that, yeah.
God, I've forgotten all about that run other than the Brock match. But yeah, so even then, I'm okay with it because Goldberg's somebody who's not going to hold on to that title very long. He's more of a transitional champ. Whereas my bigger issue would be, are we really going to give the title back to Mr. Part-Time himself, Brock Lesnar, and see the title once every 3 months?
I mean, it's definitely, I don't know. I can't really say that it's going to be something preferred, but it also leaves it open. I mean, they're saying that Roman Reigns might be the next guy to take it from Lesnar, but they're also saying they're also throwing Braun Strowman's name in the hat too to take it from Lesnar afterwards.
Yeah.
So, but they're still not sure. But anyway, that's all just rumors. And finally, we have my little topics. Seth Rollins, he tore his MCL, could be out Uh, could be out about 8 weeks, and and so that's not that bad. So it could be worse, but at the same time, I don't want him to come back too soon.
Yeah.
But my big topic that I want to discuss here is uh, a lot of people are taking the Seth Rollins is too dangerous route from a few months ago with Finn Balor. And they're now putting that on Samoa Joe, saying Samoa Joe is dangerous because
I was about to
he
ask,
he injured.
who does Brett Favre or Brett Favre? Gosh, I can't get names. I'm all over the place tonight on names. Who does Bret Hart name as the reason for this now?
Yeah,
Is it Samoa Joe or Seth Rollins'
right.
fault?
Exactly. And I saw a lot of memes saying with Bret Hart with pictures, and it says Seth Rollins' fault. But some people are saying because Tyson Kidd, so what Samoa Joe ended up doing to Tyson Kidd when Tyson was getting his big push, injured him, and blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's fair judgment. I didn't think it was fair with Seth Rollins. I don't think it's fair with Samoa Joe. It's the freaking business, dude.
I was
It's
about to say,
dangerous.
the reality of it is you're in a, whether, it's real or semi-real, because I'm not going to use the word fake. Nothing
It's scripted, dude.
It's
I just use scripted.
Scripted and fake are two different things.
Exactly.
You show me how to fake a triple backflip and then land on somebody without actually doing any kind of damage. Now, there's ways to do it where it doesn't hurt as bad, or you can, be okay. But without actually, like, you're gonna hurt a little bit. It's gonna cause a little bit of pain. So that it's part of being in the WWE.
Yeah.
I don't think Sting was Seth Rollins' fault. I don't think any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I just you might want to mute your computer.
Cool.
Just because I have it looping through, I can hear it in my headphones.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't think it's any of their fault. I think it's just part of the business. Just like concussions in the NFL. We try to do things to make it safer for players, but at the end of the day, concussions are going to be a thing that happens when you play football. There's no way to 100% prevent it. Injuries are going to happen in wrestling.
Yeah, and that's just how it is. And so I hope Seth Rollins has a speedy recovery. Don't want him to rush it, man, because that'll just make it worse down the road. Other than that, that wraps up Josh's News Corner.
Ding. Man, you doing too much.
I know, I try too hard.
But we go from Josh's News Corner right into the A Show. SmackDown Live.
It's live, son.
Put some respect on its name.
Put some respect on it.
Hey, we get John Cena. The champ is here. He's going out to do his day after the victory promo that he always does.
The champ is here.
And not only is the champ here, the 16-time record holding, tied, but still holding champ is here.
Hey, he also, the 15-time loser of the championship, was also there.
It's true.
No, 16-time, man. It's dope. Awesome accolade.
But he's in the ring, kind of doing his promo, and what happens? Bray Wyatt, the Wyatt family. The Wyatt family, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt. They come out. That was impromptu, guys. Um,
Boop de boop.
they come out and they do the old school Wyatt family thing. They surround the ring, uh, as well as two people can, so they get on two opposite sides of each other, and they start to move in on John Cena. Uh, and then the big surprise happens. Bray Wyatt's music starts again.
Hmm.
The lights go out.
Hmm.
They come back on. And Luke Harper is standing with John Cena. Whew! It was as scary as Josh being that close to the camera. Yeah, Luke Harper is standing with John Cena. And John Cena gets hype.
Of course.
Like, I mean, Mojo Rawley kind of hype. And they make a match for a tag team match. John Cena and Luke Harper versus the new look Wyatt family. What do you think about this match, Josh?
I more so like the psychology of Luke Harper against the Wyatt family.
100% agree.
Yeah, that was the most like John Cena was there, but it was really about the Wyatt family, and definitely just that psychology and the whole deal. How much Bray Wyatt's in Luke Harper's head, and Luke Harper getting out of the ring, and not wanting to fight and all that, just
Yeah.
it was definitely.
He's ready to go as long as it's Randy. Bray gets in the ring and he's out. He broke a little bit of that there at the end of the match.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to tried. I think it was just a try, right? Did he? Did he pull it off this time?
Nope.
No, because that was one of the things I wanted to ask you about. He tried to set Bray up for the Sister Abigail. Do you think we're gonna get a big payoff on that? Because
they've been teasing
twice
it.
now.
They've been teasing it. I think we will. I think we'll get a payoff for it. Whether it be like Elimination Chamber or something, who knows?
Well, I don't think Luke Harper's in that match.
Right.
So he would. I mean, there's always ways for him to get in.
Always ways to get in. So who knows? It'll pay off, but it'll be in a big moment.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. So, water.
Yeah. We go into that into the weirdest.
Oh,
couple.
Randy Orton got the win over Cena.
Yes, he did. And then we go from that to the weirdest couple on SmackDown. And no, I'm not talking Miz and Maurice. Carmella and No Chin haven't quite figured out where they're really trying to go with this one. But Carmella has a match against Delilah Dawson. Which, I mean, Carmella didn't even look that strong in the match. No Chin had to interfere to get the win for Carmella to get the win. It's just weird. It's weird where they're going with the storyline. I'm not really sure what they're doing here.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say about it. I couldn't care less.
Yeah, that's about it. We go into a storyline that I'm kind of intrigued by, mainly because of heel Ziggler. But Dolph Ziggler defeats Kalisto again. It was a good match. The more important, the bigger thing for me was Apollo Crews coming out at the end of it, because I think they're booking Dolph Ziggler against Kalisto, but they're pushing Apollo Crews Dolph Ziggler feud, which is exciting for me because I think Apollo Crews is one of the most underused talents on SmackDown right now.
Yeah. I'm definitely. I like that aspect more. Like the Kalisto. I don't know how many times I want to see heel Ziggler. against Kalisto.
Yeah.
Kind of tired of that, but kind of get Apollo Crews to have a bigger role. I'm down with that.
It was weird to me when Apollo Crews started coming out. Ziggler jumped the barricade, and then Apollo Crews went like he was going to jump it, and got like shut down by the barricade, and then just sat there staring at Ziggler.
Yeah,
that was a little weird to me. Like, dude can do a backflip, just standing backflip after pressing somebody above his head, but he couldn't get over that barricade.
That 4-foot wall, dude, 3.5 feet wall.
Yeah, the one that comes up to your waist that most CrossFitters can box jump.
It's surprisingly intimidating.
Yeah, but yeah, go from there to the tag team match that I'm predicting will become the Fatal 4-Way. If the rumor's true, I predict that these will be the guys, the women in the Fatal 4-Way. Naomi and Becky Lynch. They got some common adversaries in Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. So we get a women's tag match between the two teams.
Yep.
And Naomi pulls off the win.
She does.
And she pulls it off against Bliss.
Yeah.
She pins the champ.
She's kind of killing it right now, dude.
Naomi, yeah.
Yeah, she's doing great in the ring, man. Very impressive.
I mean, she's always been, one of the most athletic women in the WWE. It just never really showed.
Right.
But yeah.
She's kind of getting rid of the, she's not using the booty bump really as her finisher much anymore, which I am so glad.
Yeah.
She still does it, to knock people down, but it's not like.
It's not a finisher.
Oh. Man. What a joke that was.
What was it called? The rear view?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes she would stick a butt in people's faces and stuff like that. And
I mean, shout out to her now uncle.
Yeah. Uncle.
Father-in-law.
Father-in-law?
Yeah. I mean, they're all related. They're all cousins, so.
Yeah.
No, yeah, father-in-law.
Still, made no sense. And I really liked her little springboard backflip.
That was
for
cool.
The win.
It was a double springboard, wasn't it?
Yeah. She jumped up on the second rope, hopped up, and then put her legs out. And
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So, but
either way,
she sprung off the second rope to get herself to the top rope, though. Yeah. It was good. Then we get the American Alpha Open Challenge.
I like
any tag team wanna fight? Come on out. And who is that tag team that came out, Josh?
Ooh.
So.
Yep.
I had to do it for you, bro. I love what the Usos are doing with their characters. I wish we got to see more of them. I think. Yeah. Much like Apollo Crews, they're underused right now, because their new characters are fresh. The heel Uso, not coming out with the face paint and the bright colors anymore. I like it. I want to see more of it.
Yep.
Doesn't happen often enough.
Yep.
And I thought we were gonna get a really good match, but then the Ascension came out. And then the Vaudevillains came out. And then Febreze came out.
Febreze.
And I don't know. I think that's all. Maybe no. Beauty and the Man Beast came out. And we had kind of another battle royal. People getting in fights in the ring and then throwing each other over and getting fights out the ring. And didn't really amount to a match, but it was entertaining to watch.
Yeah. And Beauty and the Man Beast were the last one standing tall with American Alpha at the end.
So it'll be interesting to see how SmackDown goes to pick the next number one contender for the tag team titles. But that little segment, I was really hoping for the Uso match, but it wasn't disappointing. It was just kind of It was a little bit of a letdown. Not enough to be disappointing, but a little bit of a letdown because I wanted to see the Usos fight.
Yeah.
Then we go to the commentator team of the night, the 6-man commentators. That of course happened while AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose fought, but we have The Miz and Baron Corbin come out to join the announce team. What did you think of the match? We'll go with match first.
Match, I enjoyed. AJ Styles is always dope. I can't. I'm don't have much interest in Dean Ambrose. He can put on a good match. Unfortunately, I'm just not a fan. But AJ Styles is cool. I was kind of watching this at work.
I think he needs to rejuvenate his character a little.
Yeah.
His character's getting a little stale to me.
Yeah. So the match was okay. But again, it's not something I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to see this match because Dean Ambrose is in it.
Yeah.
That doesn't really cross my mind much.
No, I get that.
Like I said, I watched this at work, so I didn't really watch it much with sound. So I didn't really get a lot of the.
Okay, so I'll fill you in then. It was weird. Because.
Okay.
It was weird because you have Baron Corbin. If you had to pick Baron Corbin's alignment right now, what would his alignment be? Face, heel.
Heel.
All right, The Miz. What would his alignment be?
Heel.
All right, so Baron Corbin and The Miz are both on commentary, and they're literally complimenting everybody else that's going to be in the Elimination Chamber but each other. They're talking about how great of a performer and wrestler AJ Styles is, how this is a great match to watch. But Baron Corbin, you've never been in a Elimination Chamber match. You may have won a Royal Rumble, but you've never been in an Elimination Chamber match. You think you can win against the likes of someone like AJ Styles? He's great. He's phenomenal. Dean Ambrose? He's a lunatic. He's done everything. And like The Miz is complimenting everybody else that's gonna be in the match. And then he's like, and me? Like, you've never been where we've been. The 5 of us have been places. You haven't. Not yet. And then Baron Corbin's like, you know what? Dean Ambrose is great. Like he does the exact same. He does the exact same, and he's like complimenting people that are in the match with him. But he's like, "But I'm Baron Corbin. Like I won a battle royal on my first night, and I'm gonna win the Elimination Chamber in my first match." And like, it was so weird because like, it was truly entertaining to listen to because they were both like, it was so out of place. That it was like they were so focused on trying to tear each other apart that they were actually like somewhat complimenting everybody, all the other opponents that they were going to have.
That's funny. No, that's good. That's good.
So it was enjoyable.
That would be weird. That would be weird. Weird is a good word for that.
Yeah. But that closes out SmackDown live for us.
Well, at the end, Dean Ambrose didn't he get attacked twice?
Oh,
at the end.
Yes, The Miz attacks Dean.
Yeah, Miz attacks Dean,
and then Baron Corbin comes in and hits The Miz with the End of Days.
That's right.
And then turns around and hits Dean Ambrose with the End of Days, and then stares up at AJ Styles like, "You want something? Like, we could make this a 3-peat, you know?"
Yep. But man.
But yeah,
dope
fun night. It wasn't much more memorable than Raw. But, you know, after a big event like that, it's hard to make something super memorable after you try to make this huge pay-per-view memorable. But, yeah. Fun night, fun week.
Yep.
Looking forward to what we have.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Definitely on the road. On the road again. To WrestleMania on the road again.
Any idea of something we can throw out on Twitter for interaction this week?
According to Bret Hart, whose fault is Seth Rollins' injury?
Do you have an idea? I mean,
Seth Rollins.
I'm gonna say it's Bret Hart's fault.
According to Bret Hart, it's going to be Bret Hart's fault.
Yeah, because he's old and senile like that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, it's Bret Hart's fault. Bret screwed Bret. Face.
Hey, yeah. Well, well, guys, this wraps up episode 27. If you enjoyed the show, go ahead and give us some comments. We're going to be posting this on YouTube. Show us some love. Show us some love on Twitter at Realest Guys PC. Follow us, subscribe to us, and then don't forget to check out our merchandise. We got some cool shirts, buy some mugs, all that kind of stuff. I still need to get myself a mug, but I got myself a shirt. It's awesome.
We need to look into getting Yeti cups with our logo on it, because that would be better than a mug.
That would be dope. We could definitely look into it. Of course, I can look into anything. But as always, man, thank you guys for checking in and watching us. And you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, if you don't follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, if you don't do anything, it's only one word to describe you. And Kyle's going to spell it out for you.
Oh, I was about to do the big cast and go, hit him with the good, too good. Oh, but, I'll spell it out.
Hit him with this, like I.
SAWFT. Soft.
Catch you guys next week. Deuces.